Cleats for a cause. The Fighting Irish will be wearing special shoes for both the game today against Miami, Ohio, and the walk to Notre Dame Stadium. The shoes will then be auctioned off with the money going to support 5 local charities.
The tennis shoes, custom made. We actually have a student at Notre Dame who hand painted these. And so we'll have a bunch of them.
That's pretty awesome, isn't it, guys? We're super honored that you guys considered us and that Notre Dame's been a part of the Logan family for a long time.
I want to show you my cleats that have the Casie Center on them. So they personally individualize each cleats, and so there's the Casie Center logo right there.
These are custom shoes for the Casie Center with the little splatter paint and the logo and then Indy and Under Armour.
These are my cleats that I have.
Oh.
We got the Center for the Homeless on there.
Oh my gosh.
When we do our players walk from the Basilica to the stadium, and so we have these slipsuits on. So if you guys want, you can check it out.
Wow.
But yeah, so we'll all be wearing those.
You guys are obviously doing so much in the community, so I'm honored to be wearing your cleats on Saturday, and they turned out really well. We got the purple and green, and I think they're a great fit.
We'll be out there cheering for you. This is such a huge blessing to us as an organization.
For my cleats, I chose the Boys and Girls Club because I was sitting in your shoes at one point, and all my friends were here. We had Power Hour where I learned to do my homework. Some of the kids that went to my local Boys and Girls Club back home, I got them to sign a piece of paper, and then he actually put them all over the cleats.
Oh my goodness, these are cool.
Well, you heard Jack Kaiser there. Each pair of shoes and cleats the players will be wearing today was painted by a former Notre Dame student. Freshman Jerry Barca, the man behind the design, he joins us now here live. Thanks for joining us, Jerry.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being on. Start us off with a little background of this project. How were you selected to be the designer? And, this Cleats for a Cause, why is it so near and dear to you?
Yeah, so last winter, I actually did my first project for Notre Dame. I painted shoes for the men's basketball team for their Coaches vs. Cancer game. And out of chance, I met Riley Leonard when I was dropping off a pair of shoes. I introduced myself. A couple months later, he called me in the middle of my track practice. And if I hadn't answered my phone that was in my bag, I wouldn't have the project that we had today. So, really, a really lucky experience. And the fact that it's for local charities that I've been able to work with in my high school career is even more awesome.
That is awesome. And, you worked closely with linebacker Jack Kaiser. That was kind of one of his roles. What was that process like working with him?
No, he's an extremely great person. Just to be around, you can see he's always just looking to make the community a better place. Always will, even when they're doing this Cleats for a Cause project, he's organizing other charity projects. Just nonstop, great guy, looking really exemplifying the Notre Dame being a force for good in the community.
And you mentioned that this wasn't your first Notre Dame project, that you actually started doing this with the Notre Dame men's basketball team last season when you were a senior in high school. When you said that Riley Leonard was calling you at track practice, that was at South Bend St. Joe High School, by the way. Yes. Very cool. But you said you kind of got the football one because of basketball. How did you get the basketball one?
I've had a connection in athletics through my dad, and they saw my work. They said they would let me know if they ever wanted to do a project, and a couple months later they reached out, and I was able to go in, interview all the players, and that's where it really kind of took off.
We were talking a little off air about kind of the process of you actually sitting down and designing all of these. Walk our viewers through that. What was that process like? How long did it take you per cleat if you had a special one to do?
Yeah, so I was able to, I work off whatever, they're very personal to the player. So they would pick a charity that they felt connected to, and then I would also ask them about a lot of personal things. So Jack Kaiser, for example, he grew up on a farm in Indiana. So on his cleat, I painted a farm in Indiana because I know what it looks like. You have Ben Morrison, he's from Arizona. You have the Phoenix Suns jersey, took some fonts from there. It's all personalized to a player. It would take anywhere from 12 to 16 hours. I would sit down for a day and work the whole day until I had it done. But yeah, interviewing all the players, talking to them, getting to know them. I can pick up on little small details. I do my own research, so then they have things on the shoe that they wouldn't even have expected.
Nice surprise.
Yeah.
This is actually a great day for me because it's my second interview with a Jerry Barca. Your dad also, Jerry Barca, works at Notre Dame, and many producing films to his credit, including the ESPN 30 for 30 documentary, Catholics versus Convicts. What inspiration have you learned from your dad over the years about creativity process and getting into this kind of work?
Well, I mean, for starters, I wouldn't be here with you guys if it wasn't for him and his work in film production and now working at Notre Dame. As a kid, I would go to like all of his events and see his face up on the TV, and I'd be like, oh, I want that for myself. So now I'm starting to like try and separate myself from like, oh, I'm Jerry Barca, the shoe guy, where my face will now be on TV. I can always joke around with him like I'm on TV at a younger age than he was. But yeah, extremely grateful the support and the sacrifices that he's had to make, and being able to grow up around such a creative mind has truly been awesome.
You know, I think one of the coolest things about you is that while you are obviously an artist, your major is neuroscience?
Yes.
Those seem like two very opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. I've told myself not to major in like one of your hobbies, or else you'll tire it out, you'll get bored of it. So I really wanted to become this like well-rounded person, and I'm interested in like math, sciences, all through high school I've been interested in it. So I figured neuroscience would be a great route.
Awesome.
Let me tell you why Notre Dame's future is bright. Right
here,
no
kidding.
A freshman at Notre Dame. Jerry, thanks so much for being with us, and congratulations. Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome.